I'm going to start the recording.
Okay.
So the PED 106 class, the main thing that's changing is really we're switching over from an online multiple choice midterm to a study guide that has included in the study guide a short answer, fill in the blank assessment that's on fitness and health. So I wrote the fitness and health study guide and the assessment, and then I know that some of you have reviewed that for me. Jeannie, I do believe you looked at that.
It looks great.
I had Sam review it a bit, and Alex as well. So we collaborated to make that a more useful document for the students, so that when class is completed, they could actually leave with documentation of how to build a fitness and health a program for themselves. The focus of the fitness and health assessment is on the components of fitness, which would be cardiovascular, strength training, endurance training. There's a bit on body composition, and then there's some wellness information about sleep, stress, and nutrition as well. Basic information. The questions on the assessment are found directly in the study guide. I'm not trying to trick anybody into, you need to study extra super hard for this, but it's useful information that they will be able to improve their fitness, improve their health upon completion of the course. So what you hopefully are seeing, can you see it good enough? Otherwise, there's like a little microscope. You could, not a microscope, what are those? A little plus arrow where you could zoom in on the screen right now. It says course requirements. The only other thing that changed is they're going to do weekly journals. In addition to this, instead of a midterm, it's called a fitness and health assessment. So on the course requirements, what you're seeing on your screen now, in summer, they attend the first 2 class sessions. At that class session, the instructor will go over the orientation, which includes the same paperwork we've always been using. So we're going to continue the facility waiver, the PAR-Q, the info locker room usage form, and the pre-health assessment. The instructor is completely responsible for going over those papers, making sure they're fully filled out, going over the pre-health assessment and the PAR-Q. The faculty needs to read through those. Let me backtrack a bit. Prior to even giving the PAR-Q, I do make an announcement. I highly suggest all of the faculty do as well, stating that if the instructor finds anything that a student may be at risk with exercising, they will ask for a doctor's note and clearance in order to participate. It's very important that you say that ahead of time. Because if you wait till they're all filled out and you say, hey, I need to talk to you about something, they think you're singling them out. So say, I will ask for a doctor's note, and you can even say, for the following, if you're on any specific medication. If I always ask for it if they have asthma. With asthma, I also ask for the inhaler to be brought with them at all times, and that the instructor knows where the inhaler is at. I've had situations where students had an asthma attack. If I didn't know where the inhaler was and they couldn't get to it, we would have a big problem. So you should know where that's at. So some other issues where you may want clearance is if there was a recent injury, a recent illness, you may want the note. If there's uncontrolled, obviously, blood pressure. And I do tell them this, if I take their blood pressure and it's high, they're not working out unless they get a doctor's note. If it's high the first time and they're saying, well, I've never had high blood pressure before, maybe they're a little nervous, I don't let them work out, but I'll take it a second time. And if it's still high that second date, then they're getting a doctor's note. Pending, you have to use your best judgment. Pending the blood pressure reading, I always let them walk, if nothing else, because they have to do that anyway, right? So I'll let them walk on the indoor or outdoor track if need be. But getting back to the orientation and stuff, so the first 2 sessions, we're doing the same paperwork. Do you guys have any questions on the paperwork?
I have one, and that is we have a lot of CE people, and they've been doing this over and over again for God knows how many semesters. They really just want to do the paperwork And half of them, you know, they don't even come in to work out, they use the pool. So
what's
I
the
mean,
question?
I
He
would
wants to
still
set them free on the first day.
I would ask them to still stay for the first day. But at that point, do we really need to have them back for the second day? Because we can take
Yeah.
their blood pressure before they leave.
Yeah, that's fine. If they really
Okay.
don't. Now, mind you, guys, I've had people sign up that said, I'm only using the pool. And after they come to orientation, they're so interested in the information and learning how to use the equipment that they actually start using the fitness center as well as the pool. So I would suggest that we even offer that up for them.
Yeah, I will offer it, but it's just like we have people that have been doing this for years and they just don't want to hear it.
I think
And
I
I
only
know-
have credit and the
I
rest
know
are
that they don't want to fill out the paperwork, but that's too bad. Every time we go to the doctor, we fill out paperwork, and a lot can change in 6 months or 3 months, wherever they're taking the session. So they're doing the paperwork again.
Absolutely.
So don't bypass that. Read the PAR cues. You have to make sure. If you have a question about a health issue, definitely speak to them privately. Okay, obviously not in front. I think you guys know that.
Yes.
With that orientation, guys, you are responsible for teaching the information in the study guide. So unfortunately, we only have 2 class periods in summer. In fall, we do have 4. But you do need to go over the information, and your class is a bit longer in the summer. It's an hour and 50 minutes. At the orientation, probably the first day, you're going to be going over what is cardiovascular exercise, what is weight training in terms of the difference between strength training and endurance training. I teach them about the appropriate weight repetitions, the appropriate amount of resistance to be using, sets and reps. I teach them a little bit about why we do that, because 50% of the muscles fast twitch, 50% slow twitch. We want to work all the muscles, not just some of them. So it's important you review the study guide. You don't have to teach everything to memorization, but definitely go over the fitness components in terms of the courses about cardio, the courses about resistance training, how that impacts body comp. And then throughout the semester, you can talk to them about the wellness components, about their nutrition, about stress, sleep, and things like that. For the orientation fitness tests, it's mandatory that you are going to be doing pulse, blood pressure, height and weight. Once we get the height and weight, and we do body composition next, and then BMI, which actually is shown on the electrostatic impedance machine. You can get the BMI. Now, when they're taking that fitness test, they need to record the results on the fitness and health assessment. There is a spot on the sheet where they're going to be recording their pre and post assessments. If I could share my screen in a moment, I will show you that. You should definitely go over the fitness and health assessment so that you're familiar with that ahead of time.
I would rather do that before going over all the cardio and the slow twitch. I mean, the assessment I think should be done right away.
Here's this. You should be able to see my screen right now, and I'm on the study guide for fitness and health assessment. And here it is. This is a little instructions about what they're going to be doing. Here is the completed fitness and health study guide with the assessment included, and then this is just the assessment if they just want to see that. Alex is supposed to be getting hard copies of this. The credit students will have to fill this out. It's optional for continuing ed. For the credit students, we do have hard copies of the study guide and the area where they fill in the worksheet, which is at the end. So it's very easy to read. It's written directly toward the student. It says, welcome to your fitness journey. There's images. It's lengthy, but that's because there's images. There's links for them. You should be reviewing this prior to course. And then here's the fitness.
It's really good, Julie.
Thank you. Fitness and health assessment. So here's references, like I said. Here's the assessment. So they're going to be filling in this on the first day. Make sure that there's pencils down there. Alex has assured me we're going to get copies of this. So the first day, they're going to say, record your blood pressure at the beginning of the semester. They put it in this slot here. The heart rate or pulse, record your resting heart rate at the beginning of the semester, and so forth. And then they're going to do the same thing at the end. So at the end of the semester, the last day, you're going to be telling the credit students, tell them at orientation, but at the last day, they have to do these fitness assessments again. Okay. Then it's their responsibility, like under blood pressure. What is normal blood pressure? And they're going to write it down in this right-hand column. What things can you do to improve your blood pressure if needed? And write that down. So they're responsible for filling in the table, the columns here with their answers. And the answers are directly found almost word for word in the study guide. So, you know, again, we're going to do blood pressure the first day. We're going to do pulse. We're going to do body composition, BMI, and then there's an area for height and weight as well, as you see on here. Okay. So make sure those are done if you want to do it day one, if you want to do it day two, but they can write it down directly there. Then a lot of this, since you see it says, talks about sleep, what are your fitness goals? They should be writing this down the first week of class. List your 3 short-term fitness goals, write them down here. Information about nutrition, stress management, got a little body composition, flexibility, cardio, resistance training. Okay, so it's important you review that. They're going to turn that in, and it's due on July 16th, and then you're going to have to grade that. Okay, so there's not many credit students in each section. Obviously, there is more CE than credit. So it gives us a little learning curve to use this summer, and we'll work the tweaks out. If we find typos or we find errors or something worked and didn't work, we could correct that for the fall semester. But yeah, it's not like, you know, it's not like this is permanent. It's a work in progress. We could revise if needed, but it's a good time to start doing that. If they just,
I love the journal idea where they're really keeping a record of what they're doing.
Right. So let's go over that
question so that people can interact with each other. But
right. Okay, so here, you know, this is hopefully you've become familiar with Blackboard. It does look a lot different since they upgraded it. But, you know, on the home page is where I keep the information. And you're going to see that everything is in here from spring and fall still. So we'll just kind of use these as shells and then just change the semester as needed. So we've got the home page. We've got the syllabus and resources. A lot of the stuff is hidden and you can see here, but for the syllabus and resources, it's the paperwork. They can do this online if they want to and email that to you, save it to their computer and email it. But we've got the waiver, we've got the PAR-Q, the info sheet, and then the syllabus. The fitness assessment charts is just for reference. A lot of this is copied into the study guide, but you know, we need to be teaching them what normal body composition is compared to what they have, what normal blood pressure and body mass index is compared to what they have. And here's here's the study guide and health assessment. So you see that. It's up to you if you want them to submit the assessment sheet, a hard copy to you, or if you want them to upload it. But if they just want the assessment sheet, then you see it here as the third link down, fitness and health assessment worksheet only. And then the second link down, fitness and health assessment study guide, that has the worksheet with it as well. So that document is, let's see, I don't have my page numbers here, but it's the lengthy one. And then this is just the worksheet. So let's get to the journals while we have a moment. The weekly journal. Only the student and you will be able to see that. Here's the directions for it. There is 1 per week, so there's only 8 in the summer. We'll have to see how that works and see if we want to expand that for the fall and keep, just to connect, like with, you know, what Nan said, to connect with them, to communicate with them. I had some students emailing me all semester about their progress, and I thought it was a good idea to do that, reach out for all the students to do that. So when they fill the journal out, the faculty member who's teaching the class will read that and just offer some feedback. So every week it tells them what to do. And so the first and last are a little bit different, and then the rest are typically the same. What are your 3 short-term goals? What type of exercise do you anticipate doing in the fitness center and pool? What days of the week will you come? It's kind of to get them to commit to a program for themselves. What do you need to assist you? They may need guidance from a faculty member. They may put in there they need gym shoes. They may put in there that they need to find the time, but whatever might be a barrier, to see if we can help them get through that. And then comment on your current sleep, nutrition, stress management. And then the last week, we're going to do the same thing. Comment, did things improve? What goals did you achieve? What barriers did you run into you weren't expecting? What new things have you been doing? And then in between, the journals will be create a journal with the following entry: the date you worked out, the start and end time of your exercise, the type of exercise you did, your thoughts prior to, during, or after the exercise, and then comment on your sleep, nutrition, and stress management. When I click into that, and then it'll tell you right here, create journal entry, type your information, and then post entry. So they'll click into the journal, create journal entry,
And then post.
and then they could put the title. I would say, I always encourage them to put week 2 and then maybe their first or last name, and then post. Okay, so you're going to have to direct them a little bit on how to do this during the orientation, right? Where to get the study guide. I'm thinking myself if we can somehow get access to a computer to show them this, but where to find the study guide, and then where to find the journals.
That was something I was wondering too, is if we could have a laptop, if we could show them how this works.
Let me see if I could get Alex to order.
Don't we have one upstairs in the CPR office, or no?
They're so old, I don't even know if they'll turn on. All right, let me work on that. But I wanted to show you one other thing, and that's the Grade Center. This should be done for you. If you click on the Grade Center and then Full Grade Center, what you will see, and now this might show some students from my spring, but what you will see is, obviously their last access. I think I configured the weighted total so that you just grade things. I have to double check on that. But some of this we're not using anymore, so we're going to hide the midterm. We need to hide that. Hide from students. So we're going to hide the things that we're not using anymore. Make sure that's done in yours. Then what you'll see is total visits. You give them the specific points for that. Let me see here.
I have to look in there. Let's see.
Here's the grading. Sorry, I know I click fast. I think I do everything fast. Okay, so here's the grading. So the fitness center visit points, 15 or more visits in the summer is 50 points. So pending what they have there, you're going to enter their points. Okay, so we'll say they did the 50 points. Fitness and health assessment. That's if they score 70% or higher on the fitness and health assessment, it's 30 points. If they score in the 60s, it's 15 points, and then less than 60% would be a fail. So you're going to manually enter the grades for that. Let's hope they pass. That's 30 points. And then their journals. So for the journals, 2 points for each week that they do the journal. So you'll read the journal and give them 2 points for completion. Okay. I'm very liberal in terms of grading journals. I'm not going to say, oh, you didn't you didn't do it good, or you didn't do it enough. We have to be objective. If they did it, it's 2 points. Now, you've seen that there was questions. If they only did half the questions, like they only entered their goals and they didn't comment on their sleep, or then maybe a half a point, right? Or 1 point. But if they do all parts of the question, that's the criteria for grading that. And then orientation, 4 points. So 2 points per day for the orientation. So let's go back to this. Let's see here. So we'll say they went to both orientations, 2 points per day in the summer, so that's 4. Okay. And so you're going to manually enter the grades. And make sure you hide that midterm, so that otherwise you're going to get questions and say, I see a midterm on here, and did we have to do that? Just hide it and they won't even see it. So we've got 8 journals in the grade book. We've got the fitness and health assessment, the total visit points for working out, and then the orientation points. And that's how we're going to be grading this summer. So here, 4 points. Orientation, 4 points. Pre-health assessment, visits, journals, and fitness and health assessments. Okay. So there's not a huge difference, but in the course, I mean, the course should pretty much run similar. What I'm looking for the instructors to do is to instruct more using that fitness and health study guide. The information is on there. Again, a lot of the teachers collaborated, so that's the information we want to be imparting on to the students and teaching them. Certainly, you can add your own expertise and professional advice in that as well. And then the new component is the weekly journals. So you see, I didn't mandate that they have to come at the time they sign up. I would highly encourage them. And when you make a connection with your student, a lot of them will go when you're teaching because they want to have the personalized knowledge of their faculty member. But maybe things change and they can't come at that exact time. We're not really penalizing them for that. So
What the heck? Uh-oh, did I miss you?
We lost her.
Yeah, okay. I'm in Collaborate right now, deleting some columns. I thought I did some.
I have another conference I have to get to. So will you tell Julie I said goodbye, but I have to get to it. It's at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
I hate Collaborate. All right, I'll just stick around and see if she's coming back. Are you there? Are you there? Anybody? Hello? Mm. Mhm. Mm. Everybody's gone? Mm.